All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Taneytown Athletic Association meeting for September 14th. We will open the meeting now. It looks like we have one person that will be giving us reports from a couple different clubs. So if you want to go ahead and start,
Sure.
Stephanie.
So we had one note from our West Carroll Rec Council meeting. As everybody knows, space was a major concern. Our county rep mentioned that maybe we should stop overfilling our space and cut registrations early and leave kids out, which didn't settle well with most of us, but because space is such a restriction, that was her answer to us. So
Stephanie, could you move the mic closer to you, please?
closer to me.
Thanks. No, you're fine.
Yes, I'm a little lacking in the hearing department
Yeah.
here, so.
All right.
Okay, so my first report is from football. Our season has started. We have 4 age groups. Smurfs has 25 kids. We don't currently keep score for them. It's purely instructional, but they do get pads and helmets. So
And what age group is that?
5 to 7.
5 to 7. Okay.
Our JV squad has 32 kids. That is like a 7 to 9-year-old age group. Currently, they are undefeated in week 4 and first place in our division. Mid-varsity has 34 kids. They have an extra bye week because one team in our league did not put a mid-varsity age level group on the field. So they are 1 win, 1 loss, 1 tie. I didn't write it. I think they're in second. And then our varsity team has 25 kids, 2 wins, 2 losses, and they are tied for second in our division. Moving on to cheer.
All right.
Sideline has 14 girls in Smurfs, 14 girls in JV, and 14 athletes between mid-varsity and varsity. We have 1 boy cheerleader on half season. These athletes will compete in 2 away comps, well, 1 away comp, 1 in Baltimore. The second one will be in Ocean City in December, and that will complete their season. Currently, they are practicing 1 night at the field and 1 night, each squad a different night at the community room in New Windsor, for now. Until they grow and they can't be in there anymore.
Yeah.
Full season has 15 athletes. We are also we have 7 comps scheduled, 2 away, 1 in Virginia Beach and 1 in Florida. They are currently practicing stunting at the high school Sunday mornings and 1 evening in the community room. Any questions?
How is that going with the practice in the
It's
community room? Is
very-
it tough?
It's tough because the groups are bigger. That, like every one of our sports, has all grown this year. All the new families are moving in and they're filling up spaces. So you got 15 athletes trying to practice in a space smaller than this. So
Wow.
it's tight.
Yeah.
It's not ideal. If they get any taller, they're not gonna be able to stunt.
Sure.
So, but we tried renting the same gym we rented last year.
Right. Yeah.
And it was already rented out because we didn't need it for the summer. We called 3 or 4 other places. There was no space to rent. So we are kind of stuck with what we can find. The same with full season girls. There's no way they can stunt there. And that's really part of their routine. I mean, it's half of their 2 minutes and 30 seconds on a routine. So we worked with Mr. Kimball. He did give us 2 hours on a Sunday because he said high school can't schedule Sunday sports. So he felt confident that we wouldn't get kicked out. He would only commit to the end of the year, so we don't know what that means come January. We're hopeful, but again, we don't know what that means come January, because our season doesn't end till April 30th. Our last comp is April 30th, and that's in Florida. Anything else? And I'll give you softball.
No, I don't know as far as space is concerned, or I don't even know if they have any staff. I thought I listened to the council meeting and they were talking about Silver Oak not having kids.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, they're
But is
not
it completely
educating
closed?
there.
Do they have staff there? I mean, that they could
Oak.
possibly get a gym?
Basketball is working with that.
Okay,
Okay,
They are out of space.
they're out of
right,
space.
yeah,
They are projecting over 300 kids to register, and
Oh,
they
wow.
are trying to work with them to get gym space.
I was just trying to
Charles
look at
Carroll
possibilities.
has rebanded their rec council and has the ability to use Runnymede over West Carroll because that is in their district.
oh, no.
So, it hasn't been a problem in the past. They did ask about a basketball program running at the same time as our basketball program, and I think that they're gonna let it go till their rec center is finished, but obviously, if it's their school, their priorities come before ours.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
it gets a little tense sometimes.
I can imagine.
I can understand that.
But, you know, we're all trying to work together to do the best we can. So then softball has grown for fall ball too. They currently have 6 teams on the rec side, 4 teams on the travel side, approximately 110 athletes. They are using the 3 fields at THS for practice and games, trying to share that with soccer. They are working with the middle school to try to develop, I think there's 2 fields over there that have not been used in a very long time. They have asked permission, they have asked for ball dirt from the county. If they get all of that approved, it will probably be spring and they'll have, I think, 1 field, but maybe 2
Oh, wow, yeah.
more fields. But again, 110 girls trying to fit in on 3 nights is chaos.
Yeah.
So, that's it, that's all I got.
Does anybody have any questions for Stephanie? You good?
Mm, we're good.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Sure.
All right. Well, with that, do you have any questions for us or
Nope, I'm
needed to address
okay.
anything with Lorena while we have you up here at the mic?
Nope, just need to thank for Lorena for all her hard work. She's working on a scoreboard because ours went up for football. And she's done a lot of stuff at the softball field, getting dugouts up. I'm not sure about we don't usually ask for much, just space.
Right, well, that's the big thing.
You're running out of.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
All right, well, if anybody can think of any additional, like, space, and I know we've tried to do that before,
Yeah.
but if something comes to mind, definitely
Yep.
let Lorena know so we can get in touch with you and
Yep, absolutely.
go from there. All right, so, all right, Lorena, do you want to touch on just old business or?
Yeah, we'll roll right into
Okay.
that then. Okay, alrighty. So, update on various construction and improvement projects in the parks. Roberts Mill Park, the dog park. I know soccer's not here. Hopefully they'll hear this, but they'll find out eventually. We'll be constructing a dog park this fall, somewhere between the soccer fields and the pond. The exact location is still pending. Public Works and I have to go out there, and especially with all the recent rain, we can tell now where the stormwater flow is, because the last thing we want to do is plop a dog park down where it's just going to get washed out and it's going to get all mushy and gross. So we're trying to find the best spot for that, but it's not going to interfere with any athletic activity. And then Memorial Park, baseball field, 1 lighting retrofit, and the grandstand roof repair. I don't know if anybody was aware or if you'd heard or not, but the grandstand roof was practically ripped off by that July 12th bad storm / tornado or whatever we had. So that had to go through our insurance claim. So finally, once all the paperwork got squared away, that's going to be repaired. I think they were out there working on it today, as a matter of fact, so hopefully that should be squared away soon. And then the Field 1 lighting retrofit project has been approved by the Maryland Energy Administration, so that's going to be coming on down the pike. We're going to try to, well, we're going to have to schedule it so it doesn't interfere with baseball's practice and gameplay, to get those old lights switched out to LEDs. The Memorial Park expansion, I'm meeting with a few engineering firms next week to review the scope of the project and then to get their prices. And once we have the prices, and I've already gotten a vibe and a feel for how good they are, how responsive they are, then I'll be able to recommend a selection to the city manager, and then we'll go ahead and roll with that. So that construction is not going to occur until 2023. So we've got to get site plans going. We've got to get the county approval process completed. Once they have a preliminary concept design for us, we'll bring it back to TAA, and we'll have it up on the screens, and we can just discuss and roll with that, just so everybody's on the same page with that. I know we've talked about it for a while, and I know the space is so badly needed, so hopefully we'll get there, and then after the construction is done next year, we'll be in a slightly better position, at least alleviate some of the crunching of the space in the fields that are out there right now. So that's all I have for old business.
All right. You have any questions with that, Stephanie? All right, and then just going under new business as far as, so we have 2 events coming up, September 24th and October 29th. Now, does all athletic association members are aware?
They were aware that baseball asked if they could have a game early in the morning and said no, because vendors are going to be coming as early as 8 a.m. to set up. And then they asked if maybe they could get in there at 3:30 or after. I said, well, depending on when the vendors clean up and get out of there, the festival ends at 3. So some vendors will be quick, and 1, 2, 3, they're packed up and they're out of there. Other vendors, especially the ones who have requested assistance, will take a little bit longer. So we'll see. And we'll be using the area between Field 1 and Field 2 for the vendors. And then we'll use the area around the large playground, and then the area across with the gazebo, and then over by those pine trees there in the Neos wall. So the football practice field and game field are not going to be touched. They're not going to be utilized. So we'll be on the playground side of the park.
I think we have a game that day.
Okay.
The other 2 dates we had
Yeah, I think that Tales of Taneytown, which is the next one on this list, that's Saturday, October 29th. That's 2 to 5. And then Trunk or Treat, the Chamber of Commerce's Trunk or Treat is happening along Park Drive from 3 to 5 on that day.
And what day was that?
That's October 29th, Saturday, October 29th.
Let me pull that up. I think that our last home game is the 22nd.
I think we had emailed about that back and forth.
Yep. So we should be good.
Okay.
There was a car show I was worried about. That's the one I was
Yes, that's that October 15th.
That's our
Alyssa
homecoming.
Richards, right, car show, yes.
Yes.
They should be over, now I know that
We
because,
start at 3, yep.
right, they should be, they're in there, I believe that's like 9 a.m. till, I think it's 3 o'clock, or I hope it's not 5 o'clock. There was one that was an all-day, like 8 to 5.
You and I talked about it,
Yeah.
that one, and you said that they should be done at 3. So
Yes, so they should be packing it up and driving their cars on out of there, so that way you
they'll
have
want to,
full
when the
use.
football kids start rolling in, they won't want to be around there.
Right, yeah, I'm sure. They'll be like, all right, we're out of here. We've handed out the prizes. We're done.
So then they'll leave and you guys come in? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what time's your first game, though?
3 o'clock. Our first,
Exactly 3.
Smurfs take the field
So
at
you're
3
gonna,
o'clock.
they're gonna overlap. Okay, for
little bit.
sure.
So one team from both sides will be there, and then halfway through Smurfs, our JV has to be there for weigh-ins.
Right.
So you're probably looking at about 40 families already at the field before that's over.
Okay. And the practice field, do you utilize that for parking on game days?
No, we use it for the
practice.
practice
Okay.
of the team before playing.
Before they
Yep, the
get, before
team
they take the
before that
game
goes
field?
on practices on that practice
Okay,
field.
gotcha. Okay,
Yep,
alrighty. We'll see how it goes.
yep.
Yeah,
We will encourage them to park down the road first. I mean, they'll see it, but
Yeah.
we'll encourage them to park down there. I'll send out an email
Do we
before.
need to do anything with the practice field, like have cones or something? So
the car show people have been informed of what
Okay,
area
okay.
they have access to.
Okay.
It's mostly the main large parking lot, and for their event parking, for people who are coming to it, they're doing in that grass strip between the tennis courts and the
Okay.
houses there. Yeah, just because, well, some of these cars, the owners, they do not want to park them on grass, the show cars. They
I'm just
want
talking
asphalt
about
surfaces, but
anybody
yeah.
coming into the park that are
right.
just, because I've seen it happen, you've got an event, and they're just like, well, that's the closest, I'm just gonna
Right.
park.
We'll be there.
Exactly.
Most of us are gonna be
Okay, you're
there,
gonna be there
setting
super
up the
early.
field
Okay.
anyway, so,
Okay, good.
yeah, we'll be very vigilant not to let them park
Okay.
on our practice.
No, I just wanted to make sure it doesn't cause a problem, so both things go smoothly.
Right,
That's all.
yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
That's all I have for the two events under new business.
okay, so that is it. Do you have any additional information to provide us? Okay, so then, so it looks like our next meeting for TAA is gonna be November 16th.
Right, yes.
November 16th it is. All right. Tell all your TAA friends to come and join us.
Right, yeah, really. I tried. Yes, thank you, we do appreciate that.
We
for sure.
do. Thank you so much for coming.
Have a good one.
All right, thank you.
too.
You too. All right, so with that, we are adjourned for our Taneytown Athletic Association meeting. And next up will be our Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting.
I don't like not staring at my own face.
Yes, yeah. Is
Did we like
everybody
lose our
good?
feed?
to
Did we lose
go?
our feed? We're like dark. Everything's dark.
All right, well, we're gonna start.
Okie dokie.
All right. Look at this. Welcome to our Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting for the month of September. All of our members are here. So let's go ahead and just approve the minutes. This would be the minutes to our August 10th meeting. Did everybody get a copy, get a chance to review? Okay, so with that, I will take a motion to approve the minutes from August 10th.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Thank you. All right, so any additions, questions, corrections? Okay, so all in favor of approving the minutes from the August 10th meeting, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. All right, so, so I'm just gonna throw it back to Lorena. We're gonna talk about a lot of unfinished business, but it's good stuff, so throw it to you.
Alrighty, update on Bollinger Park, Phase 1. There are 2 stream crossings, and when I say stream, I use that quite liberally. It's like 6 inches wide, more like a trickle. But because
Sorry,
there
didn't catch that.
2 stream crossings at Bollinger Park where
Right,
the trail is
okay,
gonna
yeah.
go, and when I say stream, I use that liberally because they're probably about 6 inches wide, just a little
Yeah.
trickle. But because there's water there,
Technically, they qualify.
and Maryland Department of the Environment had to come out and do an inspection today with our engineer of the locations of where the boardwalks are gonna go to cross those 2 possibly wet areas. And even, the engineer came back, Brian, with CDM Smith, and said the site visit went well. And even with all the rain that we've been recently having, it was dry. There were a couple of spots that had a little mud maybe in them. So, but regardless, because it's in a floodplain area and it could, although I can't imagine anyone out there walking in the park when it's monsooning, when this little trickle is going to become a huge waterway. But regardless, we still have to put in the 100+ foot boardwalks at each section for a 6-inch trickle. But be that as it may, we're in the middle of that process. So hopefully, once MDE wraps that up and issues that permit, then we'll be good to go on that end. We're still waiting on a few county agencies to approve. Fortunately, a lot of the preliminary work that Steve Hobbs is going to be doing tree clearing and trail prep, grading, and all of that kind of stuff. So that can be done during the cold weather. It's not temperature dependent. I mean, as long as he can stand the cold weather out there. So the temperature dependent items like the pouring the rubber on the trail, the asphalt, that's definitely going to have to wait until spring. And we knew we were going to have to wait until spring anyway. But we're still hopefully on target for a summer opening, summer ribbon cutting. So that'll be nice. Update on park improvements. The skate park rehab project is in the design phase with the contractor. They've already submitted one preliminary design, but we tweaked it a little bit, so they're going to come back with a revised concept plan. And then we're going to hold that meeting with the skate community to review it, because we want their buy-in. We want to make sure this is what they want, they love it. Maybe, and I'm hoping this is the case, but maybe once they see that, they'll take a little pride of ownership, if you will, and take care of it. And we'll be holding that meeting at the Laughing Coffin, since they're close by the skate park, and they also sell skateboards and such, so do a little, cross-promoting with one of our local businesses. And a lot of the skate community kids go there to Laughing Coffin anyway, so it'll be good. That construction hopefully will begin in late October, and we can get that done, the concrete work, before winter comes in. I'd like to get the whole project done this fall and then submit for the grant reimbursement, because the majority of the work is being funded by the Community Parks and Playground grant.
So when do you see a meeting for the skate community?
As well, I'm hoping that the skate park company gets back, and we can have that meeting maybe the beginning of October.
Okay.
And then they can, depending on when the skate park company can get in and schedule, like they can, I'd love to see that part of the project done by November. And then Steve Hobbs is going to come in and do the asphalt work on the remaining asphalt portion of the skate park. And that, of course, is temperature dependent, 50 degrees. So we're gonna kind of crunch it and hope for the best. Memorial Park now has recycling receptacles and new trash cans at all the pavilions and at the large playground. So we certainly hope that our public who visit the park take advantage of that and actually recycle, their things. So we're gonna monitor that and make sure, because if trash is thrown into the recycling bins or the recycling receptacles, the whole thing has to go into trash. So I'm hoping that, these are bright blue recycling receptacles. Hopefully people will be cognizant of that and work with it. The Roberts Mill Dog Park construction project, as I stated in the TAA meeting, that's moving into a preliminary phase. So once we lay out that location and mark it, then Public Works will start on the fence construction, and we'll get it open. Signs, benches, and dog waste stations have been ordered. I've already received the signs in. Okay. So there's going to be a general sign with the dog park rules on it, and then 2 smaller signs that say, large dog area on, over 30 pounds, small dog area, 30 pounds and under, and because we're going to have those 2 separate areas. I think it's going to be an easy project, providing that the guys don't run into anything out there. Once we find the best location, it should be fine. And they do wonderful work, of course. That fence it's going to look great. Do you want me to keep on rolling? Anybody have any questions so far? good? Okay. All right. Update on 2022 events. So yoga has now ended, and we thank local instructor Sean Essed for running that again for us this year. That was popular. Basketball coach Xavier Smith's summer basketball camp was so successful, he's putting one together for the fall. So that'll be good. The Reading in the Parks contest concluded on August 13th, and the winners were Shayna Johnson and Amanda Rees. And the photography contest is open now, with entries due by November 1st, and we've already received a few, so that's good. And you all will be the judges on that again this year, like we did last year. You'll be reviewing all of those pictures and giving me your votes on the placements of those categories. And that'll be during the first week of November that you'll be taking a look at those. I'll compile them all and send them to you for your review. Additional miscellaneous updates. As we talked about before, football scoreboard died. So we'll be ordering a new one and getting Rodkey to wire it up and get it replaced. So hopefully it'll last a good long while. I don't know how long that scoreboard has been up. Does anyone here know when it was put in? No? Okay.
No.
Yeah, all right. I guess it's just time. It just went on the fritz and then just died.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, that's all I have for unfinished business.
Okay, the only thing that I saw, there was a park bench at Taneytown High School Park. It's missing a slat on the seating area near the top of the hill.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. So like in the trees next to the
Yeah.
parking lot that
Yeah.
that it looks down across the expanse of the softball field, it's missing a slat?
yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Was it laying on the ground or did it just disappear? Who knows? Okay. I'll make a note of that and we'll see what we can do about that. Okay.
Anybody have any questions so far? Quiet group tonight. All right. All right. Well then, all right, do you want to jump into new business? So discussion of the family movie nights and how they went?
Yeah, they went well, and we had the largest gathering at the last movie, which was The Wizard of Oz. I want to say we probably had about 45, maybe 50 people there, which is really good, which is great, yes. So Taneytown Men of Faith and Carroll Arts Council, they want to run those again next summer. So, and they're trying to get the community involvement in the decision on the movie selections. So, and we'll help them facilitate that as well for next year. So that's all I have on that.
All right, moving on. Harvest Fest, it's coming up.
Yes, it
September
is.
24th.
Next weekend, that's next Saturday.
Crazy.
It is, it's going by fast. So we have 36 vendors. Last year we had 28 vendors.
Oh my
We've got 36 vendors, yes. 4 food vendors and the Twisted Blues Band. They'll be playing at the gazebo. Games, bounce houses, a face painter, straw maze again this year. Hopefully will remain intact. Hay rides, and of course the ponies and the petting zoo. We have 9 vendors that need help setting up and taking down, and I currently have 3 youth volunteers. So if anyone can help with that in the morning or the afternoon or both, I would greatly appreciate it.
What time would setup be?
Between 8 and 10:30 a.m.
I can be available for setup that day.
Oh, thank you so much, Emmanuel. I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. I have an obligation at 2 o'clock, but yeah, for setup, I should be available.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll be there for whatever you need help with, if I'm helping a vendor, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
And they need help, obviously, breaking down as well, or?
Some, yes, some will as well.
Okay.
Yep, setting up, some of them are just, they're going solo and they just have, they struggle with getting their tent canopy
Right.
situated.
Okay. Do we have anybody that's willing to help in the afternoon for breakdown, or?
I'll put you on the spot, Jerry.
What time's breakdown?
I'm gonna have to check schedules, but
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I probably will be able to do one or the other.
What
Okay.
time does it end?
That it ends at 3, so breakdown is immediately thereafter. Yeah.
I'll let you know. We're
Okay.
a set building,
Cool.
Midsummer Night's Dream at Key Saturday.
Oh, wow.
So I'll
Oh, my
let you know.
gosh. Okay, gotcha. Okay. And if you know of anybody there, Beth, anyone at the school, I mean, I know the ones you teach are a little bit young to come and help out. And I put a call out though on Facebook, again, emphasizing that, hey, here's a great service hours opportunity. I'd be happy to sign off on whatever paperwork you need to count for the hours. So,
And still same setup as last year for the vendors and?
right, yes,
Okay.
we're gonna use that same area.
I think it worked well,
Yeah,
so
I think so too.
I think it was
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
Cool. All right. All right. So what time are you going to be there on the?
I am gonna be there by 7:30.
Of course you are.
I'm sorry.
All
I've got the
right.
vendors coming at 8,
Yeah, I
so,
know.
and some of
All
them
right.
want to get in early.
7:30. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. Can be there. That's fine. She does it to me all the time. She's like, I'm going to be here at 6:15.
That's right, I know.
You're
Yeah,
like,
really. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, really,
do
yeah,
it.
seriously.
I'll do it.
Oh,
All
my
right.
gosh, yeah.
All right. And then trying to figure out how we can schedule, our tour for the parks. So I still want everybody to, it's always just good to visualize anyway, see where we are and updates and all of that. So I
Right.
don't know. What are you looking at as far as?
I will make myself available for whatever works for everyone. And I mean, obviously, with the vehicle, we'd be using the expeditions. Obviously, with that, we're not going to have enough space to fit everybody in there, so we can do this in 2 or 3, whatever. I'm not sure how many people can fit into that. Does anybody know off the top of their head how many people can fit into an expedition? It's probably like 3 in the back, 2 in the front. Right, yeah, really.
Back seats are in the new.
Right, yeah, exactly. Wish we had a little mini tour
I
bus.
mean, it would be
yeah.
comfy, cozy, but
Yeah.
probably 5.
Right,
And then I
Yeah.
could drive as well. It's
okay.
fine.
Yeah.
So can I don't have a problem with driving.
Okay, right, we could do that. Okay, that'll work. So what are y'all thinking? Like maybe you want to do it in October after the Harvest Festival? That would be, that's my request, to wait and do it after Harvest Festival, once I get that out of the way.
Yes.
Are you looking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
looking a weeknight or a
Kind of
weekend?
middle of the month
Whatever
somewhere.
is most convenient for you.
Somewhere in the middle of the month and then,
Yeah. Well, the weekend of October 15th, 16th is probably not going to be good because the 15th is homecoming and the car show, so we wouldn't be able to get anywhere near Memorial on that
Okay.
day. But
So as far as consensus, what works? Do evenings? I mean, it would take us, what, about 2 hours?
at the most, yeah.
I mean, in October, an evening's gonna be better for me because other than that weekend that you just said, Nathaniel has a tournament every other weekend
gosh.
except for that one.
Okay, yeah.
15th.
Yeah.
The FSK's homecoming that weekend too.
The October 15th, yeah. Mhm.
problem being, however, evenings in October,
Right,
it gets dark
It would
at,
have to be
Right.
Before
So
7 or about
let me
7
just,
o'clock.
let me just
because we're
throw
working on
out,
7 o'clock now. Which would mean we'd have to start somewhere 5-ish.
right.
Yeah,
And whether that works for anybody
that's
working or not, I don't know.
I'm off by then.
Wouldn't bother me any, but
Yeah.
all right, so I'm looking at, let's just throw some dates. October, well, you can't, what is council doing? When is it the 5th?
That's right, you've got your fall conference.
The 9th to the 11th.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's out.
So could we possibly do maybe the 6th of October? It's a Thursday.
Fine with me.
Yeah, I'll just leave work early.
Well, okay. So what time are we looking at? Are we looking at like a 5:30 start?
I mean, like,
5:30 to 7:30?
What time do you get off?
6. I can just tell him
I don't know.
I'm out of here.
Can we, what about, is Friday the 7th a possibility at all for anyone?
Friday's better for me than Thursdays, but I mean, I can make
Okay.
a Thursday work,
Right.
but
Okay, we have,
actually Friday.
I really, yeah, I was
No,
gonna
this-
say.
I can't do
Actually, I
that.
don't think I can do the
Okay, so there's 2 people that cannot make the 7th.
Okay, all
Okay.
right. Does the 6th work better for everybody then?
What's wrong? I mean, do you have a
Oh,
conflict?
yeah, I do, but that's okay. I mean, I can reschedule that.
No,
So,
no, let's pick a date that works for everybody. No, that's silly.
All right, well, then let's try, how about October 4th? That's a Tuesday.
Love it.
It's a Tuesday.
fine with me.
October 4th?
Sure.
Are you sure? No, really? Okay, sure, whatever.
October 4th, what time?
Okay. Does October 4th work for you, Bill?
Whichever.
Okay, he's good with whatever.
Okay.
So do you want to start at, would 6 be better for you?
No, like 5:30 start time would be fine.
5:30 start time would be fine?
All right.
Okay, we're meeting in the parking lot at 5:30,
okay.
October 4th.
Do you want to do this
This-
parking lot?
Yep, this
Yeah,
parking lot.
City Hall parking lot.
City Hall parking lot, and
So-
then we'll all jump in.
Well, I was just thinking if we maybe like started
We
at a
started
park.
at a
Yeah, I
park.
was just gonna say that because I'm thinking at 5:30 with the road and the traffic out here, us trying to get into the parking lot and then all of us
So
trying
do
to
you
get out
want
of
to
the
just all
parking
meet
lot.
at Memorial Park?
Do we want to do Memorial? Start at Memorial?
Okay. Yes.
Let's
Okay.
start at Memorial. Everybody just drive there, and then we can
Okay.
jump in from there.
works.
Okay?
Which parking lot do you want to meet at? You want to meet at the small one by the Neos playground?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just do that one, yeah, where all the bicyclists start out. Yeah.
Okay, does that
We'll
sound
just do
good?
that.
Okay,
Okay.
the smaller parking lot, the
Yeah.
first parking lot before the main. Okay. All right, we got that. Whew, okay.
Okay.
Are you good with that, Judy? Okay,
Okay,
please, like, let us know.
okay.
All right. Is there anything else that we need to discuss? I think Lorena threw it out
I
there.
think that's it, yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
It's a record time. I
Guys,
tell
that was
ya.
really fast.
Yeah.
Right, that's because, no, yeah, everybody, right. All right, so reports, I'm gonna throw it to you, Councilwoman. Do you have anything for us from council or anything like that?
No, I really don't.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Are you setting up as a vendor on the 24th?
I am,
She's doing it,
I'm
good.
doing, yes.
Okay.
And so I'm not sure yet what portion is gonna be. Like, I'm gonna donate a portion,
Okay,
towards the Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm not sure exactly what I'm putting in the spot yet.
okay, all right, but
Yeah.
at least you're okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep,
All
I'll be
right,
there. So everybody come see me. Yay.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
bring
got a
your
10 by
money.
10, you can do whatever you want with it.
That's right, bring your money. All right, I'm just gonna go down the line. Mr. Harvey.
Just comments or?
Anything you want to say?
Oh, that's
Reason.
Okay, perfect. Yes, perfect. No, I'll just say, so I coach my children in the Junior Eagles Soccer League or whatever, and we had the kickoff weekend last weekend, and it was awesome. The park was full. There was players everywhere of all ages, and I had to park over a food line, and somebody was like, "What is going on? You know, this is crazy. There's so many people." So I know that they did a really great job with having, food on site, snack shack going, and it was just a really great day to open up the season. So.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And I'm sure the kids had a blast.
Yes,
so.
and there are additional lights now. I guess we should have followed up on that. Yep, new field lights out there, additional lighting, so that way they'll be able to use their fields more often, and that'll hopefully take some pressure off of softball over at THS Park if they don't need to use those two fields out there as much.
Right. Well, that's good. Mr. Hobbs, anything?
I don't have anything.
You're good?
I'm good.
All right. He's quiet. All right.
So I have a question,
Yes.
an inquiry. I saw that there's a pickleball
Line.
something starting in the park. They're like meeting and
Oh, are they?
I saw it somewhere.
I have not seen it. Was it out on Taneytown Neighborhood Facebook
was
page or something
somewhere.
like
I
that?
saw
I saw
somewhere.
it as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think one
So
of those pages.
also someone commented that it would be great if there were pickleball lines painted on the tennis court.
There are
There
pickleball
are.
lines, right. So you've got,
Okay.
we've got the double courts, the two courts within the same enclosure. Those are USTA lines only because we hold our tennis clinics on there.
Uh-huh.
And before we redid the courts, we had, don't want to say the warring factions, but we had two sides of the fence. The tennis, the diehard
Right.
tennis players, USTA only, and the
Right.
pickleballers.
Okay,
The pickleballers wanted the pickleball lines on all of the courts.
okay.
The tennis people didn't want any pickleball lines anywhere.
Sure.
So we compromised
Okay.
and said, this single court, we'll put pickleball lines on.
Okay, good to know.
Yes. Yeah, so we
Okay.
did that, but even then, the pickleballers are still like, can we go back and paint pickleball lines on the other two? And it's like, no, trying to make the
Okay.
two sides happy. Right, well, that's true. They could do that, and that
Yeah.
chalk would not be detrimental to the court surface.
Okay. Okay,
So,
awesome.
yeah. But that's interesting.
Good to know.
I did
Yeah.
not- I
Yeah, I
did
saw
not see that.
somewhere. It was like, they were like meeting, it was like an event. There was like a time and yeah.
Wow.
It seemed official when I read it. I don't know anything about pickleball, but it seemed official.
Right,
Big right now.
It's
Big
Yes.
deal. Yeah.
It's a big deal in
and I know
Westminster.
that, yeah,
They're like,
and I know that Carol
killers with
Vista,
it.
they've
Yeah.
got pickleball lines on their courts, but they're always busy. They're always, those courts are always full, so a lot of those people in that community come to Memorial, but it's, it's picking up more and more.
Okay, good to know. I don't even know what pickleball is, but maybe I need to learn.
well, maybe you
Yeah.
can go to, the gathering. And,
Go to the event. I should.
well, I don't know. Is it
It's on-
pickleball like
more like
101?
It's on the ESPN
Paddles,
networks.
paddle size.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. Check it out.
I'm out of the loop.
Gosh.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop.
Wow. It's the big time. Okay, that's awesome. So there you go.
Okay, good to know.
All right. Bill,
Okay.
do you have anything?
Yes, I do.
What's that?
I had a comment from several people who are users of our parks and facilities, and they were praising Lorena for her work and everything that she's doing to get this thing working good.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. I think we all make a really good team, and we're making good things happen. And fortunately, right, we've got the support of our administration that really is the
huge.
core of making things happen, because without funding, we can't do anything. And the previous administration,
They're
through that
just
tighter
commenting about
times.
the variety of things that are now going on that
Well,
didn't
that's true.
before.
That's right. Again,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got positive reviews.
Yay, glad to hear it. Oh, speaking of which, then that touches on the survey that we had talked about at the last meeting. When do you suggest I put that out? I was thinking like December or January. I know that's the time of year when people aren't really using the parks much, but maybe they'll still be able to reflect on what they like about our parks, what they don't like, what they want to see, what they don't want
I
to see.
would
all
say
that kind of stuff.
January would probably be
Put it in
good because December is a
January?
little on the crazy side.
That's
I know.
true.
I know Judy's going to be super crazy busy.
Yeah,
So
All
I
right.
think once we get the beginning of the new year, then people can reflect of what do I want to see in the park,
right. Okay.
when it gets warmer, or
Right.
what kind of movies would I
Right.
like to? I
So-
mean, those kind of
We'll do some of the same questions that we put out in the 2020 survey, and we'll add a few more, and then we'll just compare the results to see where we are today, or in January, versus where we were in February, March of 2020.
Right. You can also, too, everybody, if you want to think of questions, too, to maybe add to that, if you think of something that's like really going to
Yes.
resonate with the community, definitely
Yes.
throw it out to Lorena. And
Yeah, I'll email out the list of questions
Okay.
for you guys
that'd be
to
great.
take a look at, and then maybe that'll, you'll think of something or whatever, and we can finalize those, and then I'll pop it out there.
Perfect. All right. And as for me, I have nothing, except for thank you again, Lorena, for everything you're doing. All of our events are getting bigger and better, and I'm very excited, so. All right. And with that,
Sorry, I do have one, sorry. I
no, you're fine.
have a question I want to ask. So I apologize for being a little bit late, 6
No,
o'clock
that's okay.
and everything. But when I came in, cheerleading was talking about having a lack of space. Is that correct? What is the ceiling height that they need to be able to do those types of things inside safely. Do we know what that is?
I don't know what it is, but I know that it's high.
I remember
Okay.
Stephanie mentioned maybe we can reach out to her again just to find out
Okay.
why, what you got. You have a good idea?
Well, no, I mean, I just recently visited Laughing Coffin, and being an old warehouse, they have the higher ceilings and things like that. But I don't know if it would be able to accommodate. And I know that that building space has like a vacant area in the middle. So
Okay.
Laughing Coffin's on the far left, and then on the far right there's somebody. But in the middle there, it's vacant. And I was just chatting with the owner, a little bit, and they were talking about looking at maybe some utilization for that space, but how, their operation has kind of really turned from being like a pay-for-play type place to being more of kind of like the free play model where they are now, and kind of being more like a recreation center to some sense. So I just didn't know if there was at all worth exploring whether or not, that height would be something to where,
Well, I know
That'd-
they're definitely
that'd be
into
possible.
community service, so
yeah.
Right.
that would be
They've got a fair
something
amount
that
of
we could
space
look
in there.
into.
They really do.
Yep.
Well, I would think even if it's not high enough for the older girls, like, they would be able to utilize it.
I
for
mean,
the younger
anybody
ones.
that could utilize it this
Right.
point.
Right.
That is something to
I
see.
think for the minimum for like an all-purpose building, room,
Athletics things.
if I can remember from my college years,
Sure.
minimum height for like an all-purpose room, not for basketball, not for volleyball, but just an all-purpose room, I think is between 12 and 15 feet.
Okay.
And you're gonna need twice that at least if you're gonna do volleyball or basketball in there.
Right.
Well, and you've got girls flipping and flying, so
Right,
that height's gonna be higher, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that we could reach out. I don't know
Yes, I
who.
made a note. I'm gonna find out the building owner, contact
Right.
information.
That would.
And then reach
and
out.
That includes the level of the lowest level of whatever ceiling lights,
Right.
whether they're
Right. We'd have to check all that.
embedded in the ceiling or whether they're hanging down. That's where the,
Yeah. Just
Your
when I was
distance
in there,
comes
I
from.
was just like, I feel like the space could
Yeah,
have
that's
some
a-
potential for
Yeah, that's a good
some
idea.
indoor activity, But
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, for,
absolutely.
for bringing that up. I'll reach out to
Perfect.
them.
See, it did pay to wait, see? No,
Yeah.
no, you're good.
that's digging out one
So-
of my old textbooks.
So, okay, so the next meeting, our meeting is scheduled for October 12th.
Right.
We're starting at 6:30, but we are meeting October 4th, 5:30 at Memorial Park. And we will be going everywhere, so, I think that's
Plenty
it.
to talk about then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have lots of, it's just always a good idea to visualize the parks and what Lorena might be envisioning for the future or what we might see when we're looking at it. So it's always great to just kind of take a look again and just get some ideas flowing, so.
It's been a while since I've been in all of them.
All right, well, get ready, Bill. All right, so with that, I will take a motion to adjourn. Nobody wants to leave? That's so
So
nice. Okay, and I will take a second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All right, have a great evening. Thank you.